Alright lads, welcome back to another video. This is obviously another episode of Pars Roundup, and it's obviously for Morton at home on Saturday. It's a massive game for us, as it has been every home game and pretty much every other game that we've had so far in the last 2 or 3 months. Obviously since the opening day it's not exactly been plain sailing for us, and I kind of feel like I have been kind of repeating myself in these episodes ever since that day, because it's been a lot of the similar types of stuff that we've had to say. Of course it was all positive after that game, and I actually didn't do a Pars Roundup before Dundee United away itself. I think I started doing my Pars Roundups after that game, so I've kind of been harking the same sort of message ever since that day, and I kind of want to change that up this week. I want to go in with a kind of different mindset, completely different to the one I did even last week. Obviously I wasn't at the game last week, but I went in with the mindset of that we weren't going to pick up anything from the game at all. And yeah, I turned out to be correct in making that kind of judgment on the game beforehand, because we did come away with another loss despite the fact that we did play relatively well with 10 men, I've heard. But this week, obviously it's Morton at home, and it's another home game that the record at home at East End Park, as everyone will know, even if you're not a Dunfermline fan, you'll know that the record at East End Park that Dunfermline have had so far this season is, it's really poor, for want of a better word. It is horrendous. It's pretty much been our worst home start to a season in about 70 years, as far as I've heard from a statistic online. I think it's since like 1946 we've not had a worse start at home, and obviously that means that this season we've only got a win and a draw at home in the league, and we've barely scored a goal. I think it's 2 league goals at home. It's just horrific, innit? So I don't really know why I'm going in with such kind of optimism towards this game. At the end of the day I think it's more kind of just wanting to think that we're going to do really well in this game. Of course I've said in these types of videos before, when it's been home games like at Alloa at home, Partick at home, which we obviously did go on and win, and Falkirk at home as well, I said that we should be going into it with full confidence, we should be the better team, and that we should come away with the 3 points regardless, and we haven't, apart from the Partick Thistle game of course. But in this game I just feel like if I got in it with a bit of confidence and a bit of hope for us, then in my mind it'll put us in better stead for the game, because me going into it feeling a bit negative is only going to make me kind of think the worst. So I'm going to go into it thinking that we're going to do well and we're going to go and win the game. Of course Morton are going to pose their threats, they're no pushovers, but they've not exactly had the best few weeks in terms of results and league duty as well. They've had pretty poor results, some losses. A 2-0 loss at home to Alloa was probably the lowest point in that kind of recent run. And as I said, they're obviously no pushovers, but they're no great shakes either. And they're certainly not the kind of calibre of opponent that we should be looking at and almost fearing coming to East End Park, which a lot of fans aren't exactly really keen on this fixture, and they're not exactly looking forward to facing Morton, because at the end of the day a lot of fans have a bit of apathy towards mainly the manager, but also just the football in general at the moment and how we're playing. So it's understandable that fans won't actually want to think about this game in a positive light and think that we're going to go on and win it, because a lot of the football that we're playing at the moment does kind of point towards us not winning, especially the football at home. As I've mentioned before, 2 league goals at home and only picking up 4 points out of 8 or 9 fixtures. I don't exactly know the amount of home fixtures we've played so far, but there is a good amount that we've played so far. And again, we've just played horrendous at home, and it's not been up to the standards that we'd all hoped for this season. I predicted that we'd finish 2nd in the league. That is miles off of what we're actually going to finish in, and I hugely regret making that decision at the start of the season to predict us finishing there. It was blind optimism after the Dundee United away game, and I probably did it at the exact wrong time. If I'd maybe made the prediction video before the Dundee United game, I might have had a more level head, but after that game I was on cloud 9 and I thought this team was going to do real good things this season, and I thought this season had a bit of specialness about it. But it looks like we're going to either have a kind of bang average mid-table season or kind of down the lower end of it. at the moment we're down the lower end of it, and we're obviously looking to push up. And if we can go on and win this game, like I've said, just be confident and go in and win it, then it'll be the first step towards trying to push up towards the kind of mid-table / promotion playoff places, which really to me seems like a mile away at the moment. And I'm assuming for other fans that aren't exactly looking forward to watching Dunfermline at the moment, it seems even further away for them because they just don't have any sort of hope in terms of the first team at the moment. My team for this week's game, it's kind of similar to what my feelings were last week before Ross County. I just don't feel like there's a settled starting 11 at the moment. I feel like there is kind of a lot of changes, especially now with Higgy being suspended. But here it goes, here's my team. So I'm going to go for Robinson in goal, Williamson at right back, Devine and Ashcroft in the middle of defence. Mark Durnan has kind of came back from his injury and he has trained once or twice this week, but I doubt he'll be ready for any sort of first team action yet, so it will be those two that continue defence for my line-up anyway. And Jackson Longridge at left back, as kind of expected. And then on the right wing, obviously Higgy got suspended, so I'm going to put Miles Hippolyte in the right wing. I'm going to have a middle two of Joe Thompson and Mallory Martin. And on the left, I mean, I really don't want to be saying this, but we actually don't have many options, so I kind of have to go with it. But I think it'll happen anyway. Robbie Muirhead out on the left wing. I hate having to say it, but I just feel like it's going to happen. I feel like the front two will be Faisal and Keena, and with the injuries of players like Lou Longridge and Aidan Connolly, I think they have very little option in terms of putting anyone else there. Obviously we could have James Craigin out on the right wing and Miles Hippolyte on the left, but I just don't see it happening. I said a few weeks ago, never put Robbie Muirhead out on the left wing. I just see it happening this week though. It's going to be frustrating because I really don't think he should be anywhere near that position, but I just think that's what's going to happen. If I had my pick, I probably would go with Craigin on the right and Hippolyte on the left, and maybe I should be going with that because this is my lineup at the end of the day, but I'm going to go with what I think Johnson will go with as well. So Muirhead out on the left wing, and as I said, Keena and Faisal up front. So that's my lineup. My score prediction, as I said in my Punt It Long video, is this. The Morton game, which we will win 2-0. So a 2-0 win, and in that video I said that Jackson Longridge and Joe Thompson would be the goal scorers. I'm not entirely fussed about who scores the goals as long as we get the win, and I'm not even fussed if it's 2-0 or if it's 1-0 or 5-0. I really just want us to get a win for a change. It would change a bit of the mood around East End Park. Of course, fans are just going to think that it's kind of papering over the cracks for Johnson a bit, because I think a lot of folk have just come to the end of their tether with him. But I'm going to go into it thinking we're going to win 2-0 and just goals for anyone in the team. Not entirely fussed at all. But that's it for this video, guys. Cheers for watching. If you did enjoy, please give it a like. Comment down below your score prediction for the game, and just let me know your general thoughts about the game going into it. And subscribe for more of this type of content. And until the next video, which will obviously be the vlog for Morton at home. Turns out it will actually be my month in football, going up at about 9 AM on Saturday morning, so look forward to that. I'll see you then. Cheers, guys.